Yo, how's it going, everyone? Peti Kish here, and today it's time to talk about Square Enix. I'm on The Gamer, which I'm not a big fan of this site, but I thought this was an interesting topic in general to talk about. And it says, Life is Strange double exposure. Sales were a large loss for Square Enix.
Oh, no. No.
So Square Enix can't catch a break. They've had financial problems for a while with their games. They don't sell enough. Final Fantasy like 16, they had problems with that. And with Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, they couldn't get their monies back and they had problems financially with those games. Over time, it probably came back, but it was a while for them to actually get their returns back. So now we have Life is Strange. This series, if you know, pretty much a modern audience game. It's meant for the West. It's a Western narrative game. If you played Life is Strange before, you know what you're going to get into. It has some woke elements to it. Can't say it doesn't. But it has a decent fan base for this game. And a lot of people from the first Life is Strange were really happy to see this return. The main character from the first one has returned. But the thing is, it actually didn't make the splash they thought it did. And a lot of fans were upset about this game, that it wasn't as good and it really didn't make the mark. The haters are going to hate it either way. They're not going to like it. But then also the fans didn't like it. So then who was this made for? That's the question. There's a problem here. They wasted too much money on this game and it didn't make their budget. It made a loss. In return, we're going to read this article and see the whole impact of what was the main reason for this loss. All right, before we continue with this article, if you could, please leave a like, share, sub, follow on this channel. Let's push this algorithm forward for more content like this. Thank you so much. Life is Strange Double Exposure was meant with mixed reviews and heavy criticism from fans when it launched last year. It seems it didn't sell particularly well, either, as Square Enix has labeled its large loss. Double Exposure Disappointment was revealed during a recent financial report. So it was a loss, it seems. We don't know how much of a loss, but it said large. So it's massive how much they lost. In my opinion, Square took too much effort and too much development into this game. This game in general is kind of like an indie game, I would say, or a AA game. It doesn't need a AAA massive quadruple budget for this game. It really doesn't. So they put too much money into this and it was a loss. And it could actually be now a problem that they could just stop completely with the Life is Strange IP in general. Square Enix lasted financial report was revealed that Life is Strange Double Exposure was a large loss for the company, making a sequel look unlikely. When Life is Strange Double Exposure was first revealed as the long-awaited return of Max Caulfield, it seemed like it would be a slam dunk for fans of the series. Sure, there were questions about how it would handle the first game's big choices, but bringing back the heroine that started Life is Strange in the first place seemed like a surefire bet. I played through Life is Strange, the first one. I never played the others, but I did play it for the time being. During that time, it was fine. I wasn't like a big fan of it. I thought it was okay. It wasn't my cup of tea. I had some questions even back then about this game. It was a vibe that they were going with these games, making choices as you go, but they had some interesting elements to it. Time travel, rewind backwards, trying to save your friend. If you did save your friend, it became more than a friend and it became like more of a lesbian lover.
Huh? Why are you gay?
These games have it has the cult classic kind of sector of people that like these games. You know, I don't really care for them that much, but some people do. And you can have these games. You can have them. I'm not saying take away all the woke games. You can have your woke games. I don't care. You need to have that fan base. You need to please the fan base in return. If the fan base is not happy with what you're doing, or the modern audience doesn't show up, then that's a problem. You wasted all this money. You didn't get any feedback, what people like. And in return, this is what happens. Sometimes there's some fake feedback, fake criticism, which again, the toxic positivity, where you have shills out there on social media promoting things. They love it so much, this and that, but they don't show up to actually buy the game itself. They like to promote the game, or they want free codes, but they never actually want to save the game by actually buying it. They have big words to say, but they never actually want to support it. So if you want to support this modern audience game and you like Life is Strange, then support it, then get the game. Well, it looks like it wasn't supported, and a lot of people didn't like it, even fans. That wasn't exactly the case at launch, though. Double Exposure was met with mixed reviews from critics and faced even harsher criticism from fans of the series, who really hated how the game handled Max and Chloe's relationship and the series' overall tone and canon. It seems those marks against it have made a heavy impact on sales. As pointed out by recent era user Kirby64, and as originally reported by Japanese analyst Yoshida, Square Enix president Takayashi Hiro just shared the company's recent financial results in a briefing. While most people are focused on the claim that Final Fantasy XVI only sold between 500K and 1 million in the last year, there's worse news for Life is Strange fans. According to Yoshida, the financial reports confirmed that Life is Strange Double Exposure sales were a large loss for Square Enix, something that was made up for by the Dragon Quest III remaster. Of course, Eastern Japanese classic game had to make the budget back for Life is Strange. Isn't that weird? Isn't that funny? People still want to play the old school games, and they actually enjoy it and they love it, and that made them money.
Hello, I like money.
It had its purpose, and maybe it should have been a one and done kind of deal. You know, you don't need to make sequels. You don't have to complicate it too much. Maybe you should have just walked away with just the first one or the second one, and that was it. But you had to milk this franchise so much. And then when it came to actually telling a story about these characters that you know known from the first one, and they just mess it up, and it's not good and fans don't like it, yeah, you're gonna get horrible sales and you're gonna get horrible criticism for this game. That's just a given. Specific numbers for Life is Strange weren't revealed, but it is clear that it didn't sell all too well. Of course they're not going to say. Of course they're not going to say what the sales were, because it's humiliating how bad this game did. I wish we saw some numbers, because numbers don't lie when you see these. So if you go on SteamDB, there right now people are playing on a weekend, 262 players right now, and peak 8,524. That's not good. Let's just see in comparison Life is Strange, the first one. Okay, so I'm on Life is Strange Remastered, and let's check this one out. This one's even lower. So a lot of people jumped the boat off of both. They really didn't care about the remaster. If you see the remaster and there's no actually interest for this game, why even remaster it? You know, the remaster can tell if people want another one. But since the remaster didn't do so well, then why even make the next one, right? It doesn't come as much a surprise considering the negative reception to the game from long-term Life is Strange fans, but there was clearly some confidence that the game would do decently. During the credits, a message popped up claiming that Max Caulfield will return, something that now seems a lot less likely. All we know is that the company wasn't happy with the results, and considering it is a large loss, a label that is previously used on games like Guardians of the Galaxy and even some of the Tomb Raider titles. We're in a different environment now, and games are different now these days. And a lot of people don't want to waste their money on games that are trash and that are not good. There's something even more that happened in Life is Strange that's crazy, but I wanted to bring it up. PC Gamer, another site I'm not a big fan of, but they reported on this, and this article says, we all got laid off, says former Deck 9 narrative designer, after no one was around to pick up Life is Strange Double Exposure's GDC Awards win.
Oh, poor baby.
Yo, that's insane. Here's a clip I want to show you guys of what happened here at the GDC. They have it right here. So this is for the Social Impact Award. It's just literally a circle jerk. Messaging in there. Full on, they have the ESG scores up fully. They have the DEI money in their pockets.
Great, all right, next.
Bruh. They literally checked every box for the ESG points.
Life is Strange, Double Exposure. Unfortunately, the team is not able to be here this evening, so I'll be accepting the award on their behalf.
Because no one's there. No one's there to accept the award. As to why, well, according to a formal Deck 9 dev narrative designer and the writer Elizabeth Bailu on Blue Sky, it was because no one at the team expected it. Because, well, we all got laid off. It's fitting that nobody was there to accept the GDCA award that Double Exposure won because we all got laid off, lol. Don't be sad for me. I am very lucky and I work on BitLife now and I love it. That is sad. No one is there at the company to accept the award because this company is literally toast. The game flopped so hard that no one was working there and no one can accept this award. Straight up, this was an absolute loss for Square Enix. I would say start doing what they do best, specifically good at, doing their Japanese style games. Rid of these westernized games. That's pretty much all it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked this video, thank you so much for watching this long. And if you didn't like this video, I still thank you so much for watching this long. Let me know in the comments what you think about this whole thing. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one, all.